welcome to Zurich Airport. So I've just come in on Swiss and I'm connecting here onto Brussels. I'm just trying to find my way around actually. So I have had to do passport control, so I'm going from non-Schengen to Schengen. I'm going to find my gate and then see if I've got time to try the lounge or not. So the gate's somewhere down here. So in this video we're going to be flying on Air Baltic from Zurich down to Brussels. As I said in my previous video, when I booked it, it was on another Airbus A220. However, I did get an email saying they'd changed the aircraft type and they'd moved my seat, but it does look like it's still an A220. So we'll have to wait and see once we get on board. It is in business class. If you've not checked out my video on my Swiss trip from London City here to Zurich, I will link that in the corner now. It was an excellent flight, the crew were really good, and even though it was only about an hour and 10 minutes, they did do a good service on board, including a hot meal. There's an Air Baltic there just come in. I don't know if it shows on the camera. Pretty much on next to the stand we've just arrived in. So we're due to board in about 40 minutes. I'm not going to mess around with the let me just check the board. Yeah, so I'm not going to mess around going to the lounge. Just as we landed, or when we got onto stand, I was given a refreshing towel and a bottle of water by the crew, so I've got some water, which again is a nice little addition. Doesn't cost the airline very much. It was also nice to see that we were given a business class bus only, so there's 4 of us on it. Let's see if they do the same boarding. Transfer desk down here, so I'm just going to go and speak to them. Okay, the transfer desk is closed, no one there, so I'll assume I don't need to do anything. Duty free shop there. Really? There's a few little coffee shop type things down here, some vending machines.
Okay, dankjewel. Tjus, ciao.
No vending machines there.
If you see any suspicious activities or
So we're on board the Air Baltic A220-300. The reason I got moved is there's no row 1 alpha on this plane. There's an extra cupboard there, so that's why I got moved to 1F. So this plane is operated by Air Baltic in their livery and their staff, but it has been flown for Swiss. So just looking in the seat pocket in front, we've got the same Swiss brochures and things. I'm not going to go through them again. I did on my last flight from London to Zurich. Check that out if you've not seen it. Cabin's pretty much the same. It's a lot brighter on this one because it's light grey. There is no charging points on here that I can find, but it's only, I'm told it's about a 50-minute flight. So same as my last flight, the cabin is in a 3-2 configuration. if you're sat in business class, if you're in the row of 3 like I am, the middle seat will stay free, and if you're on the left hand side with 2 seats, as I was on my last flight, you'll sit on your own. It is in a 3-2 all the way down, as with most European business classes. They can move the curtains to add more or less business class as need be, so the seats are exactly the same in economy as they are here. Obviously we just have the extra space with no one in the middle, and we'll get the things like the free food and what have you, depending what they do serve on here. So I've just been handed a towel and a bottle of water. This is what we was handed when we landed on the Swiss flight, but we got it before takeoff, which is nice. So we are still on the ground. I should have taken off half an hour ago, so I'm just going to use the facilities. Toilet's exactly the same as it was on the last aircraft, quite large actually for a small plane. Sorry, my voice is going a bit today. So we're taking off about 50 minutes late. Takeoff. Not such a fan of the landing. Leave a comment below. What is it you prefer? Only a light bite, but I do appreciate it. I have flown longer business class and got nothing. So let's eat. They're opted for the rye bread. It is warm, a little bit crunchy. I should have got the pretzel bread that I had last time. Put the chocolate again. If I did have one complaint about this plane, on these front rows, I had it on the last plane as well, the tray table doesn't move very far. That's as far forward as it goes. So I know I'm not the slimmest, but I'm certainly not the fattest either, and that's as far forward as it moves. So in these front rows, the table sits in the armrest there. Obviously on the seats behind it will be a seat back table, so it might not be quite as bad. Just something to bear in mind if you are a little bit more rotund. These front rows, yeah, you ain't got much room in terms of just the tray anyway. The headrests don't move on these, so they are fixed. Not sure if grey is the ideal colour. It does show up the marks, but it does make the cabin feel a lot brighter and larger. Although to be fair, these seats don't look too grubby, but maybe that's not the colour they should be originally. So we're just a little over halfway. They've managed to do full service, drink service, food service. Certainly happy with what I've got for the flight. More than adequate for the time of day. I'll be interested to see what Brussels Airlines do later. I'm trying to think what time I fly. 6, 7 o'clock later in the evening. So it'd be interesting to see if they do a hot meal with the bin dinner time, or whether it be a snack or nothing. So if you don't want to miss out and see what happens on that flight, hit that notification button and subscribe. So there is no Wi-Fi on board this plane. I did forget to check the Swiss flight earlier, I was too busy stuffing my face. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of using the Wi-Fi. I like the fact that I can actually put my phone down. I have in the past bought like the messaging bundles when I've flown like British Airways and things, just to keep in touch with family, but on these short hops, really not worth me getting if they do offer it. So on this plane, they don't have it. I don't know what about the rest of their fleet. I don't really know too much about Air Baltic. If I remember, I will check Brussels Airlines later. That will be on board the A319 if they don't change it. In business class from Rainbow in the distance there. I don't know if it comes out on camera. Thank you very much. Thank you. So once again, welcome to Brussels. So I'm going to leave this video here. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And until next time, take care.